not have to die.
We all know the reason why.
The whole damn system is guilty.
The whole damn system is guilty.
Guilty. The whole damn system is guilty.
The whole damn system is guilty.
We are here on the eve, 24 hours, less than that, after this verdict has dropped, where George Zimmerman has been acquitted of the cold-blooded murder of Trayvon Martin, a young 17-year-old kid, hunted down like any dog or like any NYPD pig would hunt down any youth here in New York City. What we're dealing with in the verdict of this case is not just the guilt or innocence of George Zimmerman. It's not just whether or not he's legally applicable for self-defense. What we're up in this case is not whether or not Trayvon Martin was a criminal. It's not whether or not he had good grades on his report card or if he smoked a little fucking weed. What we are in this case for is whether or not there will continue to be a target etched into the backs of Black and Latino youth all across this country. Every 36 hours, another life stolen. Every 36 hours. How much longer? How many more? How many more Ramarley Grahams? How many more Chantel Davises? How many more Amadou Diallos? How many more Oscar Grants do we have to bury before we bury this system once and for all?
Yeah.
What is needed right now is for people to join together and fight the power and transform the people for revolution. Right now, there are folks saying that the legal system has done its job. Well, brothers and sisters, we cannot forget that the only reason Zimmerman was ever convicted in the first place, that the reason he was ever arrested and convicted in the first place was because there were thousands of people across the country who stood up. It's because there were thousands of people who around the country and around the world acted on their convictions to stop this slow genocide, this grinding genocide of mass incarceration, Jim Crow 2.0. Take a moment to think about this, brothers and sisters. You're in the hood, in one of these ghettos and barrios, either here in New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, or any of these areas. This system has denied you of a future. You have no legitimate way to earn an income, no education, no health care. You're in a situation where gang violence is a rational choice. You're in a situation where that system's police, its own pigs, are sick onto you with their knees pressed up against your back all the damn time. And then, after all of that, after this youth is stalked and murdered and thousands come out in outrage, we are crushed and defeated by this verdict. Well, no, brothers and sisters, we have to say no. No. We have to say no.
No.
We have to say no.
No.
We have to say no more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
No more of this endless generations condemned to a life of misery and brutality. No more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
No more of this system that deprives our youth of its future. No more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
We have to say no more to these programs like the NSA spying program, pursuing guys like Edward Snowden and Bradley Manning, who are doing nothing but exposing the crimes of this government, who are doing nothing and harm even less Americans than these own pigs kill every single day. No more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
No more to being silent and complacent. No more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
We have to say no more to those who would say we need to calm down. Who would say we just need to fall back and let the system work. Well, the system is working, and that's why he got off.
Yeah.
No more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
No more of this trying to calm down. What does it mean to just go along with it? What does it mean to just be, quote unquote, peaceful? It means you are making peace with the system of mass incarceration that incarcerates, brutalizes, murders, and harasses Black and Latino youth here in this country and on the backs of millions across the world.
Yeah.
What we are dealing with is a genocide. A genocide.
Yeah.
And we need to be clear about that. It seems like New York City in 2013, but it's a whole lot more like Soweto, South Africa in 1995. It's a whole lot more like a Warsaw ghetto in 1939.
Whoa.
What we're dealing with is a slow grinding system, the new Jim Crow, that penalizes youth with things like stop and frisk and gang injunctions, which say if more than 2 or 3 of you are together at one time, you constitute a gang. We're dealing with an entire system that criminalizes youth. Trayvon is not on trial. Our youth are not the criminals. They have been denied a future and have thusly been criminalized. It was not these youth with their hoodies and their baggy pants and their sagging pants that took the jobs out of the ghettos and barrios.
No.
It was not these youth who said, we don't want to have a fucking future. It was this system that has taken that from them. And we have to act in a way that's commensurate to that. And as we do that, as we stand up around the murder of Trayvon Martin, as we stand up around the murder of countless thousands of Black and Latino youth, who for this is a daily reality, we need to find out where it comes from. People have said 57 years ago was the murder of Emmett Till. About a few months ago was the murder of Kamani Gray.
Yeah.
About a year and a half ago was the murder of Ramarley Graham. How many more murders do we have to put up with before we get serious and find out how to end this once and for all? Not to just annoy it, not to just make some concessions with it, not to find our place inside of it or to go along with it, but to put away this beast of mass incarceration, to end the scourge of capitalism, imperialism, and all of its genocidal effects. How much longer? No more!
No more.
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 And as we fight the power on this occasion,
Fight the power!
fight the power!
Fight the power.
Fight the power!
Fight the power.
Transform the people
Transform the people.
for revolution!
For revolution.
For revolution!
For revolution.
Because we're not just fighting back. We're not just going to be endlessly condemned to getting back and fighting back and coming out every time this happens. No. No. We have to get serious. We have to get organized.
Yeah, we do.
We have to get organized. And we have to link up with the strategy and the vision and the leadership of this brother Bob Avakian, who's been working on this for decades. How do you make a revolution in this country? A revolution that's desperately needed by folks at the bottom and masses all over the world. If you are outraged by this, if this makes your blood boil to live in a society where 2.5 million people are incarcerated, where tens of thousands are held in solitary confinement, 30,000 of those on hunger strike right now, where tens of millions of families have their lives enmeshed and ensnarled in the jaws of the criminal injustice system, where women are treated like property and their rights are being denied, state after state after state.
Who's Marissa Alexander?
A world, if you hate a world that has this and all these things in it, the wars for empire, And President, yes, we scared Obama invading your privacy while obliterating millions of children across the planet. If you are tired of a world where you have to watch your back from any police officer who might want to throw you up against the wall, if you're tired of telling your children how to act, how not to eyeball when they're around the police,
Fuck the police.
fuck the police.
Fuck the police.
If you're tired of all of these things, then you need to get with the movement for revolution. And as you get with it, and as we fight the power together in the streets, we need to find out where this comes from. We need to dig into the analysis brought forward by BA. And we need to put an end to these horrors once and for all. Fight the power!
Fight the power.
Fight the power!
Fight the power.
Transform the people
Transform the people
for a revolution!
for revolution.
Don't be calm!
Don't be calm.
Get out on the streets!
Get out in the streets.
Don't be calm!
Don't be calm.
Get out on the streets!
Get out in the streets.
No justice!
No justice.
No peace!
No peace.
Justice for
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin!
Trayvon Martin.
Justice for
Justice for
Ramarley Graham!
Marley Graham.
Justice for
Justice for
Chantel Davis!
Chantel Davis.
Justice for
Justice for
Sean Bell!
Sean Bell.
Justice for
Justice for
Oscar Grant!
Oscar Grant.
Justice for
Justice for
Imani Gray!
Monty Gray.
Justice for
Justice for
fill in the blank! Fill in the blank! Justice for